So here we're talking about a guy named Hidalgo. Hidalgo? Hidalgo? Why do I keep saying Hill? Hidalgo. It's got Luz Maria Hidalgo, but it's probably this Balmes, right? Balmes in Hidalgo Jr. Overt and covert father. He's a current employee, GS-11, assigned to the something division. He was advised to enter a hospital in early March 1962. His current medical status is not shown. Hidalgo assisted the FBI as a member of the Communist Party from August 1946 until May 1949, when he appeared as a government witness at the trial of the 11 top CP leaders, the 11 top Communist Party leaders. So he helped the FBI. How did he help the FBI? Let's look at some of this other stuff. So this is just some of the documents that's coming out of the JFK files. So we have a picture right here. Here's Hidalgo. Hidalgo after his CIA retirement. And then here is Jim Wave Officer Balmes Barney Hidalgo. And so this guy don't really look the same as this guy. They both do have glasses. Is this like some sort of sketch artist of like a picture? Because this doesn't look like this guy at all. And though I can see some of the resemblance somewhat, you know. But this is the guy that we're talking about, right? So Balmes Nieves Hidalgo Jr. So this is just one of the files. What does any of this mean? I have no idea. I have no idea. But for anybody to come across, you know, somebody saying something and be like, oh, it doesn't prove anything. No, it proves everything. There's a whole bunch of fucking files, right? They said 80,000 files. There's maybe 80,000 pages, but actually it's like 2,000, right? There's 218 pages, 10 entries per page. So that's just, you know, over 2,000, less than 3,000. So it's finite. Balmes Hidalgo is currently an active employee, GS-12 EOD 1958. Hidalgo was a member of the CP for the FBI from 1946 to 49. So he was an FBI fucking infiltrator, pretending to be a communist when he appeared as a government witness at the trial of the 11 Communist Party leaders, 1946 to 1949. Makes me wonder, what are we talking about? What Communist Party leaders are we talking about? Hidalgo was also of operational interest in the agency in 1951, was granted a CSC in 1952. Let's see if we can learn anything that matters, you know. So he had something to do with the Bay of Pigs. Balmes Barney Hidalgo, we're going to go with Barney Hidalgo from now on, reportedly participated in forming the CIA supported Brigade 2506, later related Bay of Pigs operations. So he had to do it the Bay of Pigs. So it seems incredible that we're, you know, sitting here cutting out any information when it comes to the Bay of Pigs. Amongst the 1960s, he undertook anti-Cuban psychological warfare projects as part of Task Force W in Latin America. Hidalgo subsequently was a member of the Special Affairs staff at Miami's JM Wave Forward Operations Base, managing counterintelligence operations. It's incredible how they say a whole bunch of shit without saying a goddamn fucking thing. The next year, he was reassigned to manage JM Wave counterintelligence operations from CIA headquarters. During the 1970s, Hidalgo testified before the House Select Committee on Assassinations regarding his associations with certain illegality and related agency officials. He proved to be quite resistant to specific inquiries regarding his prior agency duties and told officials espionage is not a gentleman's gun. Hey, excuse me, gentlemen. Espionage, spy games is not a gentleman's game. So we learn not much of anything. So this is top secret. It's 1964, so it's just a year, right, after Kennedy was shot and killed. Why are they redacting these files? Why did they hold these files back for 60 fucking years? Instead of, you know, why did they keep these files? Who kept these files? Where were these files kept at? And then a lot of this is just, you know, people type some shit. Oh, he typed some shit, huh? So this Barney Hidalgo was granted operational clearance for use as an agent in Latin America in December 1951, granted a covert security clearance in 1952 for use as a contract agent. Files attached. Hidalgo Annie Louise, that's his mother. Subject's mother was granted a covert security approval for use in a contract clerical capacity. File attached. So he's getting his mother on the damn, getting his mother paid. Then this is some sort of identification form. And then here's a nice little long thing. Okay, so what is this? CIA from W.A. Osborne. This has to do with Balmes, Hidalgo. This is secret. Something about JFK 43. So what are we... Okay, let's read some of this, right? On October 20th, 1955, the Deputy Director of Security disapproved subject for staff employment. Okay? August 1st, 1956, Mr. Newton, White House Division, stated that the Panama Station was requesting approval to employ Mrs. Hidalgo as a contract employee. Mr. Newton inquired as to whether the decision in the case of the subject would affect the decision. Hold on for a second. Hey! At the most, he is under light cover serving as a contract employee. Mr. Newton informs me that his duties are performed in the station itself and that they are the type of duties which are normally performed by a staff employee and would have been performed by a staff employee in this case if it were not for TO limitations. Mrs. Hidalgo's relationship with the station would be no more open and no more covert than subjects. It is therefore recommended that Mr. Newton be informed that the decision previously made in the subject case does not automatically disqualify Mrs. Hidalgo from contract employment. Blah, 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 blah. Fucking shit. We needed to redact that. That's something that needs to be redacted. Let's make sure nobody knows anything about that, I mean, if people knew that Barney Hidalgo's mother was allowed to stay with the agency, but he wasn't, as a clerical thing, as a contract thing, as some sort of, what the fucking fuck. Here, let's see, what's this even talking about? Balmes family immigrated to America. So this is an immigrant. We gave an immigrant high-level CIA status. He was raised in New York City. Why? Because he turned against the communists. And since he's a turncoat, you turned against your communist brothers, so that would make him a good CIA guy? Maybe he'll turn against the CIA guy. Maybe he has, he's got the backbone of a jellyfish. He's got the principles of, something that's got no principles. Some sort of mosquito. He's got the principles of a blood-sucking mosquito. He enlisted with the U.S. Army Infantry during the early 1940s, and by the end of the decade, he was an undercover FBI agent. 1951 passed. Hidalgo became a CIA asset agent within Panama. Simultaneously was employed by the Department of Defense. Well, this double agent shit, he keeps on being a double agent, right? For the CIA, for the Department of Defense. He's his own person, a contract. The following year, he was a contract agent for the agency, became a staff employee amongst 1955. Wow, that's a whole lot of fucking information about really not much of anything at all. 8 new discoveries in the JFK file dump. The JFK files expose this horrifying cover-up. Holy moly.